Vai assustar ele.
Yo.
Here we are with the news. Always good to give news about Jeff Manta's Patreon. If you want, go there and look at it. You will have many stuff to see. Just have to subscribe any kind of Patreon. Vou pedir I'll ask Jay to bring the Patreon website so that everyone can know and visit this partnership with Heavy Culture. So Mantas is with us. Okay. So Jay will do the introduction in Portuguese. Jorge, hoje começamos ao contrário. É sempre assim, eu improviso. É o que eu gosto. É o que eu gosto.
Abraço, já que você falou no Mantas, um abraço fraternal ao Jeff. Galera.
Yes.
A gente tá aqui bem faceiro com Graham Bonnet, nosso convidado especial dessa terça mega especial. A gente nem vai se estender muito aqui, Ivan, rapidinho, para a gente aproveitar bem o tempo. Graham Bonnet, e dispensa apresentações aí, né? Um vocalista aí com uma extensa discografia, e a gente vai tentar em pouco tempo aí trazer um pouco aí do que ele está fazendo agora e tentar aí resgatar alguma coisinha do passado também, né? Ivan, Miguel, Barrote, muito bem-vindos, meus amigos.
Prazer é nosso.
Hello.
It's a long question.
So, Graham, we will go forward with the first question from that comes from Brazil, from JK.
Yeah.
And Jorge, em português primeiro.
Rapidinho. Seguinte, sobre a gente foi checar aí um pouco do que o Graham está fazendo, né, cara, em termos de trabalho. Eu sei que ele estava no estúdio, né? Eu queria entender aí como é que tá essa questão do estúdio, dos projetos novos, né? E a gente também acabou aí.
Come back.
A gente acabou sabendo da entrada do Jeff Loomis na banda dele, enfim, para trazer um pouco do panorama aí do disco novo. Atualizar aí o cenário para a gente, Miguel.
Okay. So, Graham, first of all, thank you for being with us and joining the family of Heavy Culture. We got the news tonight that Jeff Loomis is going to work with you. We are thrilled to know about it. Wow. And we would like to know everything about your current situation with your work. And since in January you have said that you were going to record a new album, would you like to update us about everything that is going on with you?
Yeah, well, in fact, when I got off the phone just now, I was talking to Jeff. In fact, I was talking about a new song he sent me. He sent me, I think, 3 songs now that sound really good, and I just wanted to see exactly how this song he wanted to arrange. You know, I've got the guitar part and all that, but I need to know where's the verse, where's the chorus, where's the middle part, and where's the guitar solo come. So he's a really, really friendly person. He's really great, and it's nice to have somebody who's not wired and uptight all the time. Sometimes within a band situation, it becomes like a marriage, and eventually everybody hates everybody. But this guy, I think, is he's so cool. He really, really is. And what a great player. So now all we've got to do is write a new album. So I've got, let's see, 2 songs so far that are kind of on the way to be finished. So after this, there will be probably another 8. So there's a lot of work to do, but we're going to do another album after this, which will, what I will be doing later on. I've got so much work coming up, I can't get everything in order. After we've done the Alcatraz thing, then I probably have a solo thing coming up with some of my friends from England. We want to do a thing like, I had an album called Line Up, which was Cozy Powell, John Lord, etc., etc. We had Don Airy. So we're trying to revisit that time with the same people. So what we're doing now is the GB band, the Graham Bonnet band, which Jeff has one song on. I've forgotten what it's called now, but there's a song by Jeff on there, and it's pretty good. So that's kind of up to date so far. I think. I hope. Okay. Yeah.
If you go to sleep tonight, next morning you'll have some other great news for us.
Let
me translate it to Portuguese.
Yeah.
Portanto, Jorge, aqui está a resposta à pergunta que colocaste. Ele realmente acabou por confirmar que se vai juntar com o Jeff Loomis para trabalhar. Ao que parece, o Jeff já lhe enviou 3 temas e ele tinha acabado de sair ao telefone com ele porque tentou perceber qual era a dinâmica da construção da estrutura musical, porque é a forma que eles têm de trabalhar. No entanto, ele diz que parece que está a ser muito fácil trabalhar com o Jeff Loomis, uma vez que ele considera-o uma pessoa muito à vontade para o fazer. Relativamente à situação do novo álbum, ele diz que está pronto para entrar em estúdio muito em breve. Vamos ter notícias do novo trabalho, ainda há músicas para serem escritas, mas depois avançou logo também com a ideia de que logo após este álbum vai ter mais notícias, talvez mais direcionado na área a solo, por isso, e fazer ali uma retrospectiva com alguns dos nomes que ele acabou de mencionar, que nós ficámos assim, grandes nomes, talvez tentar revisitar algum trabalho que eles fizeram no passado. Por isso são excelentes notícias e ele diz que para já é tudo, mas parece estar tudo encaminhado para vir aí grandes novidades do lado do Graham Bonnet. Deixa-me pedir ao Ivan que avance já com a próxima pergunta, não olhando ainda para o lado das perguntas do Facebook, do YouTube. Quem quiser pode deixar ficar as perguntas, como é habitual, e nós trataremos de passar a questão em inglês e fazer vice-versa quando o Graham responder, ok? Let me ask everyone who wants to write a question to you, they can use the YouTube chat on their right, so that they can talk to you, you know.
Okay.
The next question comes again from Brazil, and António will be the translator this time. Ivan.
Okay.
Pra gente que ouve Rainbow, que ouve hard rock, é uma grande satisfação estar com ele aqui. E vamos à pergunta então, porque é uma pergunta mais atual. A Graham Bonnet Band tem lançado vários álbuns ali, de 2015 para cá, The Book, o The Meanwhile também. E eu queria saber dele se ele acompanha as plataformas digitais onde os álbuns dele estão. E qual é a opinião dele sobre o cenário hard rock atual?
Okay. So Ivan asks a question about your most recent works, for example, the book from 2016 and Meanwhile Back in the Garage from 2018. And he asks specifically if you are aware of what's going on with the performance of your albums on the streaming platforms like Spotify and others. And at the same time, what's your opinion about the music scenery of today with this new technology and everything else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure about the Spotify stuff. I'm sort of a little bit old school with that. You know, I don't really watch or play with my phone, so to speak. But what the hell? Oh, we've got chickens here. Do you want to see one? Where is it? Hey! Yeah, so what was I going to say? Oh, you're asking about, what was the other part of the question?
The music scenery of today, the technology, what changed in the music business with the new technology, everything else.
Well, I think what's happening now, recording is a lot easier than it used to be. When I was a mere child, it was very slow, very laborious, and we did songs that took a week. One song would take all week, whereas now you can take a few hours because you can change it around and push things along, pull things back. With a computer, and it's a lot easier for singing, playing from home. Not like it used to be. You had to spend lots and lots of money on studios and get in the car and go there and come back and be tired. But it's great to record this way, and I think everybody does now. You know, why go to a studio? That's why studios are closing, I think. So I've been working with Conrad, and Conrad, in fact, turned me on to Jeff. Conrad was the guy that turned me on to Jeff, and you know, said, this guy, we've got to have him play with us. But that's what Conrad and I do. We work together, just the two of us, and put down the vocals mainly, and then all the harmony and sometimes guitar parts. But it's a lot easier. But I don't listen to the radio. I never have. Probably I did back when I was a kid. But I never listened to radio. I never watched TV, music TV. I watch TV, but not the music stuff, because I don't want to get influenced by somebody who's 19 years old and go out there and say, oh, you know, pretend to be somebody who's 19. I'm a guy who's 73, and I don't want to be influenced by younger people's music. But at the same time, I like to work with younger people because they give me the ideas live instead of going, oh, I've got to do that. I got to do that. You know, so it is a different world. It's very scary, but I like being in that world, you know, and to be 73 and doing this, I'm glad I'm here, you know, because things have improved. There are so many things you can do now that we couldn't do back in the 60s, you know. So the big tape and the tape that looked like a damn perambulator wheel or something. So, you know, it's easy now in some ways, but sometimes I miss that because it made you sort of more involved. The all the guys who were playing with me would be in the studio. I kind of miss that feeling of friendship, where we all got together and played the music and went, oh yeah, that was good. Smile and laugh. Yeah. So
yes,
I heard me. So I'm echoing. So it's kind of nice, and here goes the plane. Here, it's kind of nice to do it this way privately, because you can make mistakes without looking stupid, and But at the same time, I think you get a little more creative when you're looking one-on-one with a keyboard player, bass player, drummer in the studio. But now it's all computerized, and we all send out bits. Here's my part, here's your part, which is what I was talking about with Jeff just now. I said, what is it? What's this song going to do? Where does the verse come? Where does the chorus come? Can you just put down numbers? You know, okay, chorus here, blah, 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 you know, just to let me know. It is different, but some things are good. Some things sort of get away from the music and get more into the technology, which I don't like. Gimmicks.
Ok. Portanto, ele não acompanha de todo plataformas de streaming, não o censuro, porque eu também não. É old school e a música para ele ainda é o formato físico e não o formato digital. Em relação ao que trouxe as tecnologias para o mundo da música atual, ele centrou-se no aspecto da tecnologia de estúdio e de gravação e não tanto da indústria da música em si, mas sim, agora é tudo muito mais fácil. Os estúdios estão ao alcance de qualquer um, em casa, com o seu computador, e ele a única coisa que lá está, teorias old school, que faz-lhe muita falta é estar no estúdio com os músicos todos, em que há aquela troca de ideias e às vezes partilham até opiniões sobre o que fazer na música aqui e acolá, e agora não, agora as coisas são muito mais... vamos meter este bocado aqui neste minuto, aquele bocado naquele minuto, as coisas já estão quase que... É corte e costura, praticamente. E isso faz-lhe falta, mas que é tudo muito fácil hoje em dia. Muito mais fácil do que era na altura em que ele começou a gravar. Passamos agora ao Miguel, que tem uma pergunta.
Sim, eu vou perguntar, enfim, de três, neste caso 4 nomes, vou especificar 4 nomes de bandas por onde ele passou e de pessoas que foram importantíssimas. Eu vou perguntar-lhe a ele qual é a sensação do background que ele sente que tem e que tal foi trabalhar com estes músicos. So, Graham,
Yeah.
I start by saying Rainbow, Michael Schenker Group, Alcatraz, Impellitteri. You have played with these guitar players, that influence around 90% of current hard rock musicians. So, looking back, what are the feelings you have with this knowledge that you grabbed from all this school that you shared with these players?
Yeah, well, I tell you something. When I was offered or asked to go and audition for Rainbow, I thought, well, who is this? I didn't know who they were. And when I met them in Switzerland. They were recording there for the album called Down to Earth. And I thought, well, I don't fit with these guys. What is this? Because I was recording music that was more pop music and R&B, bluesy stuff, whatever. And it was nothing like the semi sort of classical stuff that Ritchie Blackmore and Rainbow were doing. So I got there and, it was amazing to me that after I did my audition, they chose me to be the guy. Because I walk in there and I have this short hair and, no chains or whatever and tattoos, that kind of shit. And they said, okay, the job is yours. I had an audition piece and they gave me the job on the first time I opened my freaking mouth at the microphone in Switzerland. And I went back to England and I said to my manager, I don't think I fit with these guys because they're not doing the kind of music that I am familiar with. I didn't think I would be able to get it together and be really part of the band because it seemed like it would be too hard for me to adapt from one style of music to another. Because I'd never done this kind of music before, but there's a chicken again. But, great
soundtrack.
Can you hear the chicken?
Yeah.
She's walking away. Anyway, but I tell you, after about a month or so, I really became very comfortable with this neoclassical stuff that I was asked to do vocals on. Me and Roger Glover in Rainbow, we worked so hard. Roger would give me, and so he would do a demo vocal for me because I wasn't quite sure. Where do I do it, Roger? Oh, here, this is the verse. Okay. So him being part of Deep Purple before, he had all the knowledge of that sort of heavy rock stuff, and I didn't. So Roger was a great guide, and so was Rich. Richard was the same. He laughed when I said I don't know what to do. He said, well, just sing. All right, where? So it was a hell of an experience and very, very hard work. We spent months doing that album, the one and only album I was on, because I think I was a little bit slow, and we all had Cozy did his drum parts, went home, and I was out there in, we came back to America actually to finish the tracks off. And it was a lot of work. But as I said, Roger and Richie, they had faith in me, and I'm glad they did, even though Richie didn't like my hair.
Short.
It's a bit short. Oh, look at it now, man. It's grey and long.
When I went to the army, the guy said, your hair is too long.
Yeah. What? Today?
No. When I went to the army, the guy said I had to cut my hair because it was too long.
Oh, yours is too long.
Yeah.
But isn't everyone wearing short hair now? Yeah,
it's true. It's true.
No, it matters. What the hell has your hair got to do with being a musician? Nothing really. It's just the appearance. I know everybody had their uniform, spandex pants and chains and kicking their legs up and down. I was so against that. I was more sort of laid back, if you will. But when I sing, I'm not laid back. So this laid back guy sings very loud. But I'm glad that Richie gave me the job. It's fantastic that he did and gave me the opportunity to learn how to be on stage, for instance. I'd never done anything on stage before. And, I found out about stage etiquette, who does what at certain times. And I never knew that because before that, all I did was recording. So Richie helped me a hell of a lot. And I thank Rich and Roger for giving me the opportunity to do what I did.
Whoa, I really loved your answer, especially that part when you said that you didn't know where to get into the music. Where do I start?
Yeah.
Hey, it's a valid situation.
Yeah, I was a fish out of water.
Yeah. Let me translate it to Portuguese, okay? In a short way. Esta resposta, de facto, mostra que o Graham, quando é convidado para ir para os Rainbow, trazia zero de conhecimentos da área, zero. E eu acabei de fazer referência que eu achei engraçado o facto dele dizer que não sabia onde entrar numa música, porque eles estavam a ensaiar, a tocar e à espera que ele entrasse e ele não entrava. E então ele... onde é que eu entro? Era a pergunta que ele fazia. Mas daqui devemos uma vez mais salientar o facto dele estar muito agradecido por lhe terem dado a oportunidade, mesmo quase sem ele abrir a boca, dizerem estás contratado, porque apesar de não ter o aspecto do músico habitual no estilo, ele tinha de facto qualquer coisa que fez com que lhe dissessem estás contratado, mesmo antes dele começar a atuar. Levou algum tempo a que ele se adaptasse, mas depois, com ajuda obviamente, mas depois tudo se encarreirou. Não vou acrescentar muito mais porque de facto ele aqui fala mesmo no agradecimento que ele tem por terem escolhido e não terem, ligado tanto à situação do aspecto visual, que na altura ainda era mais forte do que é hoje, talvez. Por isso, ele deixa ficar muitas vezes o agradecimento ao Ritchie Blackmore, porque foi de facto a pessoa que lhe abriu a porta. E tanto tempo depois, ele aqui está e satisfeito por ter entrado neste mundo. Jorge, diz.
Eu queria complementar, né, já que ele falou no Blackmore, né, o Blackmore pergunta para ele se tinha uma implicância do Blackmore com o visual dele.
Okay, Graham, we are taking the, a kind of continuation from the previous answer you gave. Because Jay was asking if Ritchie Blackmore was not happy at all with your looks because of your hair, something with your hair. Is that true?
Yes, very much. The story I always tell is the day there was a band meeting and got a knock on the door from our tour manager. She said, we've got to go to Ritchie's room. Everybody's coming. We're having a band meeting. And I said, well, what's it all about? Sounds very serious. And so we all walked into Ritchie's room, Roger, Don, Cozy, me, and, and he said, hi, I'm glad you came, whatever. And they said, what's up? What's the matter? And Ritchie said, it's Graham's hair. I thought, what? Everybody laughed. Like, what? Graham's hair? Well, the day before, I'd had a haircut, and he thought it was like some kind of insult toward the way he wanted to present the band as being like tough and all the rest of it. And my hair was really short. It was really kind of spiky and like a crew cut, if you will. And so everybody laughed and left the room. They just went, oh, see you later, So that was the end of his hair story. But he really has a problem with my hair. I remember it was like about this long in the middle of one tour. And I was sitting with my mum and dad, I think. Might have been in England. Must have been in England. And he was sitting with his girlfriend at another table in the restaurant. And he looks across at me and my hair's like all, hanging down like this. And he goes, so I had my hair cut again. Why not? Because when you have short hair, you got to keep it neat. Otherwise, it doesn't. It doesn't. When my hair was long, you don't have to bother with it. It just hangs down here. My hair used to be down to my backside, down to my bum, almost. Very hippie, and back in 1960 something, 69, 70, It was really, really long. And, you know, it got in the way of recording for me. Because you put the headphones on and the hair, shit. So I just cut it shorter and shorter and shorter until it became kind of what it is now-ish. And, you know, I had this idea when the punk era came out, everybody's walking around with short, spiky hair, all that kind of thing. And the fashion changed drastically, in England anyway. Nobody's wearing long hair anymore. And so I decided to look like somebody from the 1950s. So I had my suits made at a guy who used to make suits for people like Bobby Darin, you know, rock people from America. And he said, what kind of a suit do you want? I said, well, I want something that looks authentic. And he said, but you can't get more authentic than this. And he brings out a big roll of material. And I said, well, yeah, that's great. It's sort of semi-shiny, sort of gray, speckly thing. And he said, I said, that'd be great. He said, do you want your pants with a turn up? I said, yeah, with a turn up. I said, where do you get this material from? He said, this was Bobby Darin's. And when Bobby Darin died, this was left behind. So it's kind of cool. So he made me a suit that Bobby Darin would have probably worn. If you know who Bobby Darin is, I hope you do.
I don't, but maybe Jay and Ivan, they probably will. Because
oh, the sharks be, they have teeth, dear. That was Bobby Darin. Do you remember that song? Make the Knife?
No.
Had lots of hit records.
Sorry, but I don't.
No, I don't.
Okay, you'll be listening to more Portuguese now.
Okay,
Jorge,
all right, yeah.
está aí a resposta. Falámos um pouco de moda, acabou por se fazer aqui um general around fashion, e fizemos então aqui um apanhado de que de facto o Ritchie Blackmore não gostava mesmo do cabelo dele, apesar dele ter tido o cabelo bastante comprido ali nos finais de 69, 70. Ele diz que usava o cabelo comprido pelas costas, não é? Só que depois com as gravações tudo ficava mais difícil e ficava atrapalhado. Depois houve ali o período também em Inglaterra que os punks trouxeram o cabelo mais espetado e curto, e ele acabou também por enfim, ir atrás um bocadinho desse aspecto, e acabámos por entrar também ali no campo do visual, em que ele falou então aquele nome que eu desconheço por completo, de alguém que iria vestir uma roupa que não chegou a vestir porque tinha falecido, e ele acabou por receber essa indumentária. Quem é que vai fazer a próxima pergunta?
Eu acho que vamos colocar uma do chat.
Então vamos a isso. Onde é que está isso?
Está no chat. Está na tela.
Okay, so we have a question here from Filipe Almendra, a viewer. He's asking two questions. The first one is, how did you react when Michael Schenker invited you to sing on Tales of Rock and Roll in 2006? And were you surprised by the invitation, or you already made peace?
Yeah, well, that was the first sort of reconnection with Michael. After my terrible show in Sheffield, England, everything, you know, I was fired from the band because of certain reasons. And this was years later. He asked me to do this song. He said, could you call it Tales of Rock and Roll? So I wrote this song called Tales of Rock and Roll. But when it went on the album, they cut it down to Tales of Rock and Roll, I think, or something. Rock and roll, I should say. I was very serious, really thought about how the words should go, and they cut down the title, which I thought, damn it, I like Tales of Rock and Roll, but it became Rock and Roll. But to play with Michael again, to record with him, was fantastic. He's one of my, well, back then he was sort of my best friend enemy. We had lots of arguments and lots of drinking when I was in the band, for the few weeks I was there. And but we were very similar people. We liked getting very drunk and playing lots of music very loudly. But one day I took it too far, and it took me all my time to walk on stage. But to be back with him again is a treat beyond words. You know, I've been playing with him a couple of times over the years recently, and it's been fantastic. So good to make friends again and see him smiling across the stage at me, going, "Yeah, you can do it. You're not going to fall over tonight, are you?" Yeah. So, you know, it was like that. I was totally shit-faced on the last gig we did, but he's my friend, you know, again.
Whoa. By the way, Graham, you are 45, right?
I'm 45. 45.
I love the attitudes, man. You seem very, very cool, very happy with life. That's great.
I am. I tell you what makes me the happiest is when I'm playing music and I'm absolutely sober. I've been sober for a while now, and I'm very happy to actually see the world clearly instead of through a fog of alcohol. It makes a hell of a lot of difference. And I can write songs without having a big bottle of wine or a big bottle of beer by my side. You know, it's a great feeling to feel like I do. And I just want to keep on carrying on, you know, the way I don't feel 74, you know. I think I'm 74, right? I'm 73. But my memory is going.
There's a new medicine for that.
I'm 74 this year. That's why. But this is my 74th year on this beautiful planet. So I always say I'm 74 this year, but I will be. Next year I'll be 75. Good grief. I can count. Yeah.
Don't think about it.
I'm not at all. Yeah.
Now the translation. Filipe, está aí a resposta. De facto, devido àquela questão que ele teve no passado, depois de alguns problemas que ele assume com o álcool, não é? Num certo concerto, ele lá acabou por fazer as pazes com o Michael Schenker e tudo tem resultado bem desde que eles fizeram as pazes. Eles agora encontram-se em palco algumas vezes e sente-se aquele ambiente de amizade, de um perguntar de uma ponta do palco para a outra, assim, está tudo bem, está a correr tudo bem, e essa cumplicidade, vamos chamar assim, essa cumplicidade é importantíssima e nota-se aqui que de facto se sente. E eu depois acabei por fazer referência também ao facto de sentir que o Graham é uma pessoa muito bem disposta, de estar bem com a vida, e vocês viram a reação dele. Fantástico. Eu gostava de chegar a esta idade e ter este espírito. Barrote, vamos à próxima pergunta?
Sim, não sei se passamos à segunda pergunta do Filipe Almendra, que ele tinha duas.
Ele tinha...
Vamos outra do Filipe.
Ok. So the second question by Philippe, one of the viewers, is regarding your career. How do you see the transition from recording musics with the Bee Gees to work with great hard rock and heavy metal guitarists?
Well, as I said before, I felt a little bit like I didn't belong there, because when I worked with the Bee Gees, you know what Bee Gees songs are like, you know, and they wrote songs for me and my cousin Trevor Gordon, which did good, you know, in England and parts of Europe. The first song we recorded was Only One Woman, which is a ballad. And then the second one was a thing called The Walls Fell Down, which again was a ballad. And to go from that to what I eventually ended up with, I never dreamed of it. But I remember one day with my cousin, after we were having a break in the studio in London, I remember getting on the piano. I can't play at all, but I was kind of bashing out C chords and just raving away, you know, wailing. And my cousin Trevor came up to me and said, "You know something?" He said, "You should be doing something like that." I said, no, it's not good. I'm not using my voice properly. That's not proper singing. That's more like shouting. And so he said, no. He said, it's like Little Richard or whatever. You mentioned somebody's name. And I said, you know, maybe one day, but for the time being, it's nice to work with people who know what they're doing. You know, Barry and Robin and Morris were my good friends back then. And my cousin Trevor used to be in the Bee Gees when he was in Australia. So he introduced me to them. And that's how I kind of got involved with them. Because they got in touch with Trevor in London and they wanted to work with him. And so Trevor said to him, I have a cousin who sings also. And he took me along to Barry Gibb's house. We sat around playing guitars and singing all kinds of stuff, the Beatles and Stevie Wonder and the Beach Boys. Nice harmony going there. It was great. And Robert Stigwood came into the room when we were jamming and said, Barry, do you have a song for these boys? And we go, what? And next thing we know, we're in the studio a couple of days later going la, la, la to this song. It had no words. And it became our first record. And it went to number 3 in England, which is amazing. We had lots of TV shows and everything. But to do it, I never dreamed that I would actually be doing sort of hard rock and roll, ever. I thought, on albums, I do a couple of tracks that are like that. But to do an album of all that kind of music, no. I like all kinds of stuff, And it's I don't know if it's strengthened my voice over the years, but I think it has a little bit, So it's great to be doing what I am doing. It's fantastic music. I'm writing songs that are kind of heavy, and with the help of Conrad over there. Hi, Conrad. We work together really well. Conrad comes up with some great ideas, and Bethany does. She edits everything I do. She said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No. I mean, because you get so into yourself when you're kind of writing something, you go, is this okay? So now I always ask both of them, is this something else? Have I done this before? No, you haven't. This is okay. So it's great to be in this genre of music and actually singing it, because it's the best fun ever to actually go, give it the whole world, your whole body. You know what I mean? Your whole body is in this music.
And do you see yourself going back to the pop music?
Yeah, of course. Once in a while, I've yeah.
Parece que foi abaixo.
Uma surpresa.
Enquanto ele não volta, ele estava a dizer que não, já está a funcionar.
Não, mas agora deixámos de o ver.
Ele estava a dizer, se calhar, precisamente o oposto do que a maioria das pessoas pensa, que ele não se via a ele mesmo como cantor de hard rock e heavy metal, nada disso. Nem lhe passava pela cabeça, ele até considerava que não era cantar, era gritar, e nem lhe passava pela cabeça sequer ingressar no mundo do hard rock e heavy metal, que acabou depois por ingressar, e hoje em dia adora o que faz, apesar de, a última parte da pergunta, apesar de não ver nada estranho se voltar a cantar pop, tal como no início da carreira dele.
Interessante que se buscava, se tinha uma preocupação de buscar diferente, né? Estilos diferentes, né? Explorar outros gêneros, né? Não se buscava uma cópia, né? Eles não iam buscar uma cópia do Dio, né? Porque o Graham substituiu o Dio no Rainbow, né?
No Rainbow, né? Foi uma missão.
E não podemos deixar também de mencionar o facto de ele ter feito referência à particularidade dele não acompanhar a televisão, porque ele faz lembrar novamente que ele gosta de trabalhar com pessoas diretamente. Ele falou inclusivamente agora na situação de que ele tem alguém que cuida um pouco daquilo que ele vai fazendo, ou seja, para perceber se ele já fez algo parecido ou não, ou se pertence a alguém aquilo que ele está a fazer. E aquela velha história dele dizer que gosta de trabalhar com gente nova, mas não se quer deixar influenciar por gente nova de coisas que possa ver na televisão. Este regresso, o regresso ao pop, com a bagagem que ele leva agora do hard rock e do heavy metal, havia de ser muito interessante, porque eu acho que enriquecer muito o pop, que muitas vezes não tem.
Então, quando o Graham Bonnet entrou no Rainbow, essa visão do Blackmore já de mudar a formação e tornar o Rainbow mais hard rock, mais americanizado, foi o que levou o Dio a sair. E aí, quando ele entrou, ele é completamente diferente. O timbre vocal dele, o aspecto físico dele, tudo era diferente. Completamente diferente. A abordagem das músicas eram diferentes. E
É um
acho que deu
mercado
certo.
diferente, né? O fim dos anos 70, início dos 80 foi o marco, né?
Até o cover ali que eles tocam, aquela um cover bem rock, né?
Mas até ele começar a falar, eu quase que nem me apercebia que ele vem do final dos anos 60 e que entra ali os anos 70 pela frente com a entrada no hard rock e no heavy metal. Por isso estou a gostar de acompanhar o evoluir da carreira e de ver da capacidade que ele tem de se adaptar ao que é preciso, porque já foi mencionado que trabalhou com vários músicos, alguns deles que é de conhecimento público difíceis de lidar, e ele depois de algumas tempestades ele parece que leva tudo a bom porto, o que é muito interessante.
Miguel.
Sim, Jorge, diz.
Can you see me?
Yeah, we see you. You are back.
I don't know what happened. The computer just shut down. I don't know why.
It was computer's will. You are back, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm sort of back. Hang on. I'm on my phone now, so yeah. Okay.
Okay. Next question comes from Jay.
Yes. Pergunta de fã antiga, né? Curiosidade. Não é pergunta, é uma curiosidade, né? Eu vou citar 3 aí monstros da guitarra que eu sou muito fanático, né? Primeiro, dos 3, pergunta chave: Blackmore, Michael Schenker e Malmsteen. Qual foi o mais desses 3? Qual foi o mais desafiador para o Graham conviver, tocar, e se ele, né, e essa escolha aí, se ele puder justificar para nós, por gentileza.
Ok.
Queres fazer a pergunta?
Yeah.
So, what was the most challenging guitar player you work with from these 3? Blackmore, Malmsteen, or Michael Schenker, and why?
Don't you know? Ask anybody. Yeah, unfortunately, it was Yngwie, who used to be such a great kid, and then he grew up to be an adult with a huge ego. But we've made up since the days of Alcatraz 1, when we had to fire him. He was just being a total ass, and was very unkind to me one night. He came back. I ran off stage. It was time for his guitar solo, and I went off stage, and unfortunately I pulled his lead out of his guitar and amp, and I didn't know I'd done it, and I went to the tour bus, and suddenly he comes charging out and gets hold of me by the throat and starts to strangle me. And I said, well, you know, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he said, you fucking bastard, you ruined my guitar solo, you pulled out my lead. I said, no, I didn't. I probably did. I probably tripped over it and pulled it out of his amp. And at that point, the bus driver said, leave him alone. What the fuck are you doing? You know? And then one of our road guys, one of our tour people, came out and said, just leave him alone, Yngwie, or I'm going to kill you. So he got Yngwie under his arm, you know, right under his arm, and going to break his neck. Said, just calm down. And that was it, because this guy was big. And, you know, nobody likes him because he became this strange person that we didn't really know. So on the bus that night, we fired him. So we can't do any more with you. You're not a nice person. So that was the end of that. And thinking we could do without Yngwie, we were totally wrong, because he went on to better things. But he was hard work, and because of his terrible attitude and ego. He wanted to be the star of the stage, and you know, he didn't give me any space when we were up there. Started playing through my my singing in verses of songs and things like that. He just wanted to take over the whole damn stage, and it was easy for him because he was tall and he's got like this, doing all the actions that guitar players do, and everybody's going, oh. Because at that time, there weren't many guitar players around that played like him. There was Van Halen, one of the originals, but Yngwie took that playing a little bit further. And you can't compete with a guitar player. You just can't. You never is loud. But, he was very, very difficult. But we've sort of patched up since then, I think. Not that I see him much anyway, but maybe that's why I patched up with him, because I don't see him.
Okay, so that was let's say the bad reason.
Yeah.
But musically, who was the most challenging one?
Musically, let me think. Actually, none of them. Musically, everyone is also different. Kristen Pelletieri, that was great doing that. God. And maybe somebody you don't even know. Now, I won't even mention his name. I did an album with a guy that you wouldn't have heard of. But musically, I didn't have a problem with any of them. It's just when the attitude overtook the music. I like Richie a lot, and Steve Vai were my two favorite guitar players because of how they were so different. But Yngwie became this monster that started off as a nice boy, a 19-year-old kid who turned into a 20-year-old creature who just thought he didn't belong in the band anyway. So musically, I think on stage, it was a battle with him. Not in the studio, though.
Ok.
Yeah.
Barrote, ficaste sem microfone, tens que ligar aí o teu microfone.
A resposta é Malmsteen, porque por um episódio, basicamente, que se passou após um concerto, em que ele fez qualquer coisa, não percebi o quê, mas fez qualquer coisa ao amplificador, e ele acho que ele nem ele próprio percebeu o que é que fez, e pronto, e aquele ego gigante que ele tem, que Malmsteen tem. É curioso que há bocado nós estávamos a falar sobre isto antes de entrarmos em live, e agarrou-se ao pescoço dele a perguntar o que é que ele tinha feito e a tentar tirar satisfações, e tiveram que despedi-lo da banda porque pronto, ele não tinha a atitude correta, mesmo em palco sobrepunha a guitarra à parte da voz e tentava tocar mais alto do que ele estava a cantar, e pronto, e não trabalhava em conjunto, por isso é que também se calhar enveredou por uma carreira a solo, que pronto, é o que é. Há muita gente que gosta, eu pessoalmente não, mas também não sabia destas histórias, mas também sinceramente não me admira. Aqui à parte. Mas opiniões pessoais.
Eu queria fazer uma segunda pergunta do Jorge ali, então. Tem algum músico que ele não trabalhou, que ele gostaria de trabalhar junto ainda?
Do you have any musician that you haven't worked with and you would like to work with someday?
I've been very lucky to work with some of the best. It's really hard to say. Well, this thing with Jeff Loomis, I think, is going to be very good. I've never worked with him before, and I didn't know much about him until Conrad told me about him and showed me some of his videos. So he's one person I'm looking forward to working with. I would have liked to have worked again with Gary Moore, who unfortunately died, and also these were my friends who passed away too soon. Rory Gallagher. That's all I can think of right now. I never got a chance to work with them because they aren't here anymore,
Ok.
Jorge foi ao êxtase agora.
Meu guitarrista preferido, fala pra ele, faz favor.
Qual deles?
Rory Gallagher.
Rory Gallagher.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Jay's favorite guitar player.
Yeah. Well, that's Jimi Hendrix's favorite guitar player too. When he played Woodstock, Jimi Hendrix was coming off stage, and there was a reporter there that said to him, "Hey, Jimmy, what's it like being the best guitar player in the world?" He said, "Dunno, that's Rory Gallagher."
É verdade.
Humildade 10, né? Mestre, né?
Muito bom.
Nice.
Muito
That's a great one, isn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah. Very humble man.
Graham, let me ask you, and adding to the guitar players, Jeff Loomis, you said that you did a little research about his previous work.
Yeah.
What do you think of his approach on music being heavier than everything else that you played? You sang something like that. What do you think that you can do if Jeff does this very heavy approach with music? Do you think you still want to try something different?
Yeah, I mean, but with him, I'm looking forward to doing that because it'd be really good to go sort of heavier than Rainbow or whatever bands I've been in. And the tracks he sent me, I'm really enjoying writing, you know. So to be with him, it's not a challenge, it's just another step. But, you know, after that, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I don't mean I'm not going to do anything, because the Graham Bonnet band will still be around. And I'm still making another album with my band, which we're doing right now as I speak. It's something that I'm looking forward to with Jeff, because that'll be so-called the new Alcatraz, but we'll see. But the Graham Bonnet band right now is the most important thing to me. But yeah, Jeff, I'm really looking forward to it. I did a really heavy album with a band in Japan called Anthem, and it was really completely divorced from the music I've been doing, even with Kristen Pelletieri. It was so freaking heavy, but it was great. This is years ago. In fact, I was going to play with Anthem this year in Japan, but the virus came along and fucked it up. I mean, last year, I should say, you know. But they're a very heavy Japanese band. They're like Loudness kind of thing, you know, if you've heard of those guys.
Okay.
So I'm no stranger to going.
I would like to ask you something, because you are talking about the Graham Bonnet band, and that the album is being written as we speak.
Yeah.
And I would like to ask you if you can give us a small advance of a song, of a chorus, something like that. If you sing for us just a little bit, just a tiny bit of what you are doing.
Yeah, well, now you're asking me. I've got to think of the title now. What do you think, Conrad? What's a good one to... Hey?
That's a tough one, I'm sure.
What do you think, Bethany?
It's a hard one.
That's a hard one. We're like, you know... Yeah, it's because we're still writing it, low battery. We're still writing the songs. Well, I mean, we've written them, but when you've written them and recorded them, my battery's low now. Can you plug my phone in? Just a minute. Now my phone is big. Oh, fuck. I've lost you again. My battery's dying.
Era agora que eu ia conseguir aqui
What did he say?
You are still with us. You are still with us. You just have to allow the cam to work again.
Yeah, I've got to go plug the bloody thing in.
That's it.
Hang on.
Here, come with me.
Yeah, I'm still here. This is fun, isn't it? Walking up. And now this is part of the house. And
Que figura, né, cara?
there's a few guitars up
Que
there.
figura.
There's a TV. Whoop. There's my guitar on the bed.
I'm trying to stay off.
How do we get the picture big on?
Hang on.
You want to be the cameraman?
No, I really don't. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make this bigger, but there's.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it's
It's gone small again. Yeah. Okay, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I lost the thread there. What was the question?
I was asking if you could advance something from the new Graham Bonnet band.
Well, I've got nothing here right now I could play to you. But it's very much... Have we? We don't have anything we can play right now. Otherwise, I would play the recorded stuff, but I don't have anything at hand.
Okay, but I thank you anyway. You anyway.
Yeah, if you like the album, the book, you'll like this. It has a little bit of you know, different stuff on it. It's very a lot of variety, I think. You know, so if you like that, you'll like this. It's good. But as I said, we're still in the mixing phase and producing phase. So we're still, you know, saying, okay, we should do this here, changing things and everything. But it's good. I hope.
Okay.
I think it is.
I don't want to,
Kill me.
you know, be the lead here, because I have a question that tells me a lot, because I totally respect your job in a band, being a singer. I work with the voice myself. I'm not a singer, but I work with my voice.
Yeah.
I would like, you know, to know about you having a very peculiar tone of your voice.
Yeah.
I would like to know if you still use any technique, you know, before going on stage or recording, and also would like to know what were the major influences that made you wanted, you know, to be a singer.
Yeah. Well, it's looking back at my youth, my influences were like Mario Lanza, Little Richard, Buddy Holly, all those guys back in the 1950s. Mario Lanza was my favorite so-called opera singer. And when I was a little kid, I used to sing around the house, I need a da, you know, all that kind of thing. And this little kid walking around, I'll be about 5. And my mum and dad loved it so much. So I would listen to every Mario Lanza that came along, you know, record, and sort of copy it and sing it. And to this day, he's the most incredible voice I've ever heard. He's amazing, the technique and the control he has, which is something I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. I don't look after my voice that well, to be honest with you. I do things that are completely wrong. I drink coffee. That's wrong. I don't smoke, but I do drink coffee, and that's supposed to be bad for your voice. But sometimes I do drink, what's that tea called? Throat coat, which is a voice tea. But it's, I'm just very lucky. My mum was a singer. My mum could sing pretty well. And so I was influenced by her and the music she listened to when I was a little kid. But my main influences, I would say, are like the old guys, you know, Paul Anka and Little Richard especially, Fats Domino, but more Little Richard, I think. But Roy Orbison later. When I heard Roy Orbison's songs on the radio, I thought they were so different. And he went high, you know, he did all those high notes. Yeah, you know, he uses like a falsetto voice. And people don't realize that. I tell you who else who uses falsetto is Andy Williams. Have you heard of him? No, Andy Williams, it's probably not. But, you know, it's a technique I'm not very good at. You know, falsetto is not the best technique in the world for me. So I try to use my face voice and my chest and my stomach also for, you know, the lungs. The lungs are the main thing, I think. When you sing, you've got to take a very deep breath before you try to approach any kind of note, whether it be low, high, or somewhere in between. Breathing is very important. And I haven't been out on my bicycle this year very much, but which is to help with my breathing. I like cycling, but everything's been so bad, the virus and other things, you know, we've had a lot of problems with, well, just being normal. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I was never taught by anyone how to sing. I just heard how people sing and sort of tried to copy what I heard.
Ok, ok. Uou, eu comecei por questionar o Graham, uma vez que trabalho com a voz, e essa preocupação de facto existe, e principalmente para manter a voz no estado em que ele consegue tê-la aos 73 anos. Eu questionei sobre as influências que ele teve. Ele começa em primeiro lugar por falar na família, dizendo que a família era bastante musical e que a mãe também era cantora. E isso não só teve o apoio da parte familiar, como também o ajudou no que diz respeito ao conhecimento que ele foi adquirindo de ver outros fazer. Mencionou aqui alguns nomes. Eu retive o Roy Orbison, Little Richie. De facto, o Little Richie para mim é desconhecido, mas o Roy Orbison... Enfim,
pai do rock, porra.
Hein?
O pai do rock aí, o ídolo do Leme do Motorhead, porra.
Ok. Ainda bem que existe alguém que consiga ajudar nesse sentido, porque eu desconheço por completo. Não vou aqui dizer que conheço só porque parece bem. Não conheço, mas procurarei saber. De qualquer maneira, ele sempre fala da questão... Vá lá, voltamos à história da questão familiar e parece que tem algumas preocupações com a voz, mas também comete ali alguns erros. Mas, sobretudo, ele diz que é o café que ele acaba por consumir, que talvez seja o que lhe faz pior à voz. Mas existe também um chá milagroso que ele toma. Aqui em Portugal chamar-lhe-íamos o chá de rosas, porque dizem que faz bem às cordas vocais. E são alguns truques que se vão aprendendo na estrada, mas é sobretudo o conhecimento que ele tem do próprio corpo, da capacidade dos pulmões que ele tem, do diafragma e de todo o corpo fazer parte da performance dele. E lá está, voltando a dizer, é muito importante as pessoas conhecerem-se e saberem até onde é que podem ir e não cederem aquilo que é recomendável. Às vezes pode-se ir para o lado,
mas... Para finalizar, Miguel, pede para ele cantar um trecho. Samurai.
Não percebi.
Samurais.
Mas o que é que aconteceu? O que é que vos aconteceu? Ficaram... agora estou a ouvir-vos.
Miguel,
sim.
Câmbio.
Sim.
Pede para ele cantar um trechinho do refrão da música Samurai.
Samurai.
Essa aí.
So to close our interview, our chat, Jay was asking you to sing the chorus of Samurai.
Samurai, do you live to die? Your eyes look to the sky. Is that a bit all right?
Whoa.
Samurai! I'm sitting on the bloody bed here trying to hold the freaking phone. Yeah, that's a bit of it. I can't remember the words. But that's, we still do that once in a while.
We had someone that was asking you to sing the full song.
Oh, bloody hell, really? I don't have my band with me.
Okay, Graham.
O Felipe ali escreveu.
Now, come on.
From my side,
when I play a full song.
Let me tell you that you have lots of Portuguese fans. I know that for sure. And from Brazil, I don't know. Brazilian guys, please tell us.
Yeah. It'd be nice to come back again. I haven't been there for years. Probably about, 8 years, 9 years was the last time I was there. Sao Paulo.
There, where?
Sao Paulo.
São Paulo, Brazil.
São Paulo. And Portugal.
Yeah. Around that area. That's where I was. I did a few shows around there. Probably about 4 or 5. Long time ago.
Okay. How about Portugal?
No, I don't think I've ever been there.
So you have to schedule something to Portugal.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, absolutely. You'll say so. Ta-da! Yeah.
A patroa disse que acho que vai rolar, Miguel. Acho que vai rolar.
O que é que vai rolar? Que eu não
Portugal.
Percebi. Eu espero que sim. Deixem-me perguntar aí para o Brasil se vocês vão ter mais perguntas. Eu não sei se no público fecharíamos com uma do público, não sei. Qual é a vossa opinião?
Não, acho que a gente fecha, Miguel. A gente completou 1 hora, né?
Vamos fechar.
Vamos poupar um pouco aí o Graham, né?
Ok. So, Graham, we are thrilled, so many stories. I know we could spend the night here. In Portugal is already 15 past midnight, but in Brazil is earlier, and US for sure is earlier. But let me tell you that it has been a pleasure for me to talk with you, not being a huge fan of hard rock and heavy metal. I'm more into thrash and death metal, but you have my respect. Indeed.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Been good talking to all of you.
Okay, from my side, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, buddy. Okay.
Muito bom, cara, muito bom. Uma inspiração pra gente, né, cara? Inspiração aí.
Sem dúvida.
Próxima terça, galera, Jerry, vocal do Tankard aqui, preparem as cervejas, né? Próxima terça, Tankard no Heavy Culture. Obrigado, Barrote. O Barrote já tá no aquecimento com o Tankard.
You are?
Né? Miguel, obrigado.
What are you talking about? They told me.
The next guest for Heavy Culture will be Gia from Tankard, the German band. So we were talking about the next week and perhaps some beer.
Yeah. Okay, good idea.
Okay, Graham, thank you so much again.
Agradece ele aí porque...
Thank you.
Grande abraço.
Okay,
Pessoal, obrigado.
Bye-bye.
Se inscreva no canal.
Bye.
E sexta-feira tem chamada extra. Chamada extra do Heavy Culture, Ivan, com quem?
Maurício Nogueira, tocava do Torture Squad, tocava em várias outras bandas, inclusive no Crisium, no início de carreira. Acompanhe a gente lá falando sobre um papo sobre guitarra, sobre instrumentos, gravações.
Nova sessão Heavy Lab, falando aí pro pessoal que gosta de instrumentos, aí, de colecionar, traficar instrumento também.
Especialmente.
Encontro com o Ivan aí. Barrote, obrigado, muito obrigado.
Obrigado ao público. Se inscreva no canal, siga a gente nas redes sociais e acompanhe nossos vídeos aí que a gente tá soltando algumas coisas para impulsionar e movimentar.
Mais para o outro lado do Atlântico. Vocês estão
E também vamos ter algumas surpresas, né? Em Portugal.
Vamos ver.
Não corta, senão você vai contar a surpresa, porra.
É.
Falou! Galera, obrigado. Se cuidem, não morram. Abraço!